National Democratic Congress says it is skeptical about the outcome of the committee of inquiry set up to investigate the violence that led to the deaths of 2 people at Ejura in the Ashanti region. In an interview with Joy News, Director of Elections of the party, Elvis Efriye Ankra, questioned the neutrality of one of the committee members, Vladimir Nchidanso.
I feel sorry for the committee members because they've become victims of the lack of credibility of the Nana Addo-led government. Okay? 2 of them, I don't even know them. I've never had an interaction with them. Dr. Vladimir Nchidanso was my lecturer at Lesia for my master's, so I know him. When it comes to academic capability and competence, I'll give him A++. But however, I have issues because of late, some of his utterances, I keep on, is this the same Dr. Vladimir Nchidanso that I know? Because this is Dr. Vladimir Nchidanso who, after this election, said this was the best organized election ever in the history of Ghana. Best organized elections? Who have you spoken to? Which polling station were you? Best organized elections? This is an election where we have over 300,000 rejected ballots. We've had bloodshed. People died in Ablekuma Central. People died in Etechima. How elections where results were declared under gunpoint. So how can you, an academic, an intellectual, say that this was the best organized election? My biggest regret was that when he said those things, I should have listened to my instincts. I should have responded. Because I was going to respond that the Vladimir Nchidanso I know is not the same one that I'm listening to. He sounds like somebody who is looking to attract attention from the government. Lo and behold. So I have issues. However, he should prove us wrong. So the members of the committee, they should prove us wrong. In any case, legitimate questions have been asked. And in Parliament, we have a commission of inquiry that has the powers of a high court, has the powers to subpoena people, has the powers to compel witnesses, has the powers to get witnesses to bring documents. Nothing came out of it. So how much less a ministerial committee under a minister who himself may perhaps be a subject of investigation? Again, Dr. Vladimir Nchidanso is an employee of the Ghana Armed Forces. Are you aware? He's the dean of the Ghana Armed Forces Staff and Command College. So the Ghana Armed Forces employs him. Let's see how it pans out. But for people who say that, oh, they've set up a committee, so we should keep quiet, we won't keep quiet. We have every legitimate cause to question the committee, one, and also to raise issues about all the other incidents that have happened, including the Ayawaso West Wagon Commission, and all the things that they brought out that nothing has come out of it. So we have every reason to be skeptical. If you set up a commission of inquiry.
He says many of the perpetrators of violence go unpunished because there's a deliberate attempt by the President, Akufo-Addo, and his administration to create an environment of fear in the country, one devoid of criticism.
So you see, these things have been going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. We'll talk about it for a day or 2, 1 week, 3 weeks, 4 months, and then it happens again. Look at what happened in Y yesterday. What happened in Y yesterday is because those people had the audacity, because they've been doing it, and nothing has been, they've seen their colleagues do it, nothing happens to them. So they are emboldened. My brother, our democracy is in danger. Let's speak the truth for once. Where we are heading towards is frightening. It is about time we all stood up to defend our democracy and our motherland. Because the people are suppressed. They are not allowed to speak. You go on demonstration, people are shot, people are beaten, people are intimidated, suppressed, culture of silence. So that is what is happening. So the Nana Akufo-Addo government and his MPP are benefiting politically from all these things that is going on. Granted, one may argue that he is not the one who maybe directly authorizes them. But by the virtue of the fact that when these things happen, and he has the opportunity to sanction them, to send a clear signal that is not in favor of them, he doesn't. And the effect is that because it creates an atmosphere of intimidation, and even you media people tell us privately that actually you are careful, you know, because threats here and there. Thank God for Joy FM. We all saw the videos. Look at the distance between the people and the police and soldiers. Look at the distance. And they were even retreating. We went to the hospital. The medical superintendent told us the gunshots to the back. People were retreating. We all saw a so-called policeman or soldier squatting and aiming at innocent civilians. What happened during the registration? For the first time in the history of this country, registration, bloody. Poor Silas lost his life. Howard Compson, she claims she shot people, bloodshed all over. Howard Compson today has been promoted. She's now a cabinet minister. If the president was displeased with her actions, would he have promoted her, given her a higher level of responsibility, where the national security and communications ministers are not in cabinet, and yet Howard Compson finds herself in cabinet? Promotions beyond a certain rank.
There's also been talking about the party's decision to demonstrate next week Tuesday.
Whichever way it is, the youth would have still gone on that demonstration anyway. Yeah. It's not a violent demonstration. And you see, let's stop this business of trying to criminalize demonstrations. Okay. We're in a democracy. Citizens have a right to demonstrate. It is a legitimate activity. That demonstration that Konoforiata was wearing blouse, those, how do you call them? Occupy. Haven't you seen all those demonstrations? Wasn't another part of demonstrations? I'm told it on record about 54 demonstrations. When we were in university, we did 11 demonstrations in my time as SRC president. There is nothing wrong with demonstration. This country will not collapse because of demonstration. It is better for people to demonstrate and show their anger about what is happening than for them to resort to other means. In a democracy, demonstrations are legitimate tools of people showing their anger and displeasure with what is going on. Look, this country is sliding downwards. Our democracy is sliding downwards. The democracy that we have built, that we've become a beacon for the entire continent, it is going down. Every youth, everybody, every Ghanaian citizen who is concerned about where this country is going must join that demonstration. Nobody should compel you. Wherever you hear them, move, wear your red armband and join them, because it is better for us to show the government our anger. Those who are saying 4 more, we have 3.5 years more. It's a long journey, even though it will come soon. So it is better to send a signal to them that, look, the trajectory you are leading us is very dangerous, and prick their conscience if they still have any.
Elvis Afriyan is Director of Elections for the NDC. The Democratic Congress Party says the police have finally given them the go-ahead to embark on their planned demonstration on July 6th. The police earlier refused to provide security for the demonstration, citing the imposition of COVID-19 restrictions. The party, however, says the police has revised its stance after a meeting with the IGP. The NDC says it is embarking on the demonstration to protest police and military brutalities and demand social justice for unemployed youth. On phone with me is Sam George. We have been he's the MP for Ningo Pram. I'm grateful for your time, Honorable Sam George. First, what ensued in the meeting with the IGP and what made them change their stance on providing security for your planned demonstration?
Well, good evening, Aisha. Good evening to your listeners and viewers. The IGP asked for a meeting this evening, and we met up with him. We made it clear from the onset that we had not requested for security from the police. We had only notified them. The IGP was very quick, and let me give credit to the IGP here. It was very quick to let us know that the response that had come into the media was not from his office. It had come from the Greater Accra Regional Command. The regional commander was in that meeting, and the IGP made it clear that that was not his position. He believed in the freedom of and the right of citizens to demonstrate. And so for him, his challenge was actually not with demonstration, but with the route that had been planned or originally planned to be used. If you remember, we had said that we were going to have demonstrators converge from 3 different parts of the city. And so the IGP appealed to us that looking at the police-to-citizen ratio and the constraints of numbers that they have and other ancillary challenges that the police is dealing with, he will be grateful if we reconsider our mobilization effort and made it from 1 location instead of from 3 locations, because from 3 locations would have meant that they would have had to deploy 3 times the number of people. I mean, because we are also in this democratic enterprise, we said we were comfortable with it. And so there and then, the national youth organizer who led this engagement, under whose auspices we are having this demonstration, George with us, who were then, the decision decision was taken that we would streamline it into one mobilization point, which would be the Accra Mall, and we will move from Accra Mall all the way to the Jubilee House, the Flagstaff House, to hand over a petition, then continue to Parliament House to hand over another petition to the Right Honourable Speaker. At that point, Mami Atiwa Ado, who is Director General for Welfare, stepped in and said she felt that our route and the timing would affect traffic. But we insisted and said, well, there is no part of the city that doesn't have traffic in the morning. But what we could also do, again, as a sign of goodwill, would be that we would take oncoming traffic, the lane of oncoming traffic, which doesn't have a lot of traffic in the morning. Instead of staying on the outbound side of the road, which has a lot of traffic, we would take the district on bound side of the road. And that was agreeable to all. Again, IGP raised the issue of making a demonstration around a major medical facility, like the 37 hospital, and the possible.
All right, I think we lost Sam George there, but he made the point that Tuesday the demonstration will come on his MP for Ningo Pram Pram. To other stories, the Ghana Police Service has indeed confirmed it will provide security for the March for Justice by the NDC youth. In a post on Twitter, the service said the police are poised to provide the necessary security for the safety of the planned demonstration by the youth of the National Democratic Congress on Tuesday, 6th July 2021. The Inspector General of Police, Mr. James Opombueno, has held a meeting with the organizers at the police headquarters, Accra, on 2nd July 2021. All matters relating to the march was discussed and agreed, including the routes and COVID-19 protocols. We're still live on Joy News Prime. We are back shortly with business. Stay tuned.